Let's work on another Christmas card for Christmas in July. I pulled out all kinds of stuff here. I bought all kinds of wood buttons and brads and just all kinds of stuff. And then the more I dig, the more I realize, oh my goodness, I forgot I even had this. I can't be the only one that does that. I'm using a standard A2 size card base in black. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then I have a piece for the inside that is 4 by 5 1/4. And I got out these two washi tapes. I will probably use this thinner one just down the side. I don't know if I'll use this one yet or not. Then on the outside, I have one that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Then another one that's cut at 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. And then a black piece that goes on top of that that's cut at 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Then I have a 2-inch scallop circle, and then is it 1.5? Yeah, a 1.5 inch circle. So I stamped "May Your Days Be Merry and Bright" from this little stamp set that I've used on one or two of the other ones. Stamped it on white in red, cut it out with the circle, then with this same cute little candy cane paper, cut that out with the scallop circle. Then I have this twine that I'd gotten from Joann Fabric, and I think you can still get this. I've got it in red and kind of a tan, and also in green. I know you can get it in all different colors, all different times of the year. So I made a bow with this one, and then I pulled some of the red. Now, be mindful if you're going to use this. The red is a normal twine thickness, but the red and white is much, much thicker, and it creates, more depth. But then I also had some red and white baker's twine that's thinner that I'm going to put with the red, I think. Then I pulled out some bling that I had, and I pulled out some wood buttons, like I said, and then I also have some adorable little charms that I bought. But I had these little brads, and I think this one's going to go onto this little guy. I don't know what I'm going to stamp on the inside of this card. Probably just Happy Holidays or Merry Christmas. I'll probably do the Happy Holidays from that same stamp set. I don't know if other people have these same issues, but every so often we kind of go through a phase in my family of just crazy things happening. Random crazy things. And then it calms down for a while, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it starts up again. My son's getting used to having his apartment. He still misses being at home, and I still miss him being at home. But like I've said for a long time, I miss him terribly. One, he's still in the same town, so it's not that big of a deal. And two, I could not rob him of his life because I miss him. You know what I mean? That's unfair. So I can't do that to him. I think I'm going to stamp this Happy Holidays in red as well. My husband and I had the sweetest conversation yesterday. Next month we will have been married for 17 years. We strive to enrich one another's life still today as much as we did 17 years ago. And we both make it a point to talk and listen. Listen most importantly. Because too many people just, they do a lot of talking but not a lot of listening. And listening is equally as important as talking, in my opinion. Since I put this so far over to the left, instead of putting this washi tape on the left, I'm going to put it on the right. That's how I'm going to fix it. So yeah, we had a great conversation yesterday, and I've been so incredibly blessed. You know, God knows our needs better than we know our needs, and I had been in relationships before my husband that turned out to be not so good. I had been introduced to him by a friend of mine, but an acquaintance of his. You know, and I wasn't looking, and neither was he. And that's just how I see God working in people's lives. When you're meant to be with someone, God makes it happen. You know what I mean? One of my son's very good friends' mom had a heart attack the other day, and gratefully made it to the hospital and is in the hospital, and I guess she's having a quadruple bypass today. And boy, I had a lot of conversation with God about it, because that young man has no one else. I mean, he has his significant other, but his mom is his main family. I mean, he has distant family, but it's been him and his mom for a number of years. But that kid spent a lot of time at my house when they were growing up. Of course, I'm going to be praying for her, and maybe their situation will get better, you know? I'm going to put my little candy cane down here. I just picked a spot. I think we should all just slow down a little bit and be grateful for where we're at in this life and for what God has blessed us with. You know, maybe that's just... There are some people that may not agree with me on that, but I don't know. I just think we need to slow down and be grateful for where God has placed us today. You know? No. My son said to me the other day, he has a little tiny Christmas tree that he put up in his room last year. And because I didn't put up a Christmas tree last year, I don't know, I just wasn't in the mood or something, I don't know. But it was the first year ever in his life that I didn't have a Christmas tree. And it really bothered him. So, because one thing we do every year and have done every year is my husband and I put the tree up. My husband strings lights on it, and then he's better at fluffing it than I am, so he fluffs it. But then my son and I decorate it. And then my son helps me take it down at the end of the year. And, of course, so does my husband. Helps me put it up, like in the attic. But it really bothered my son last year that we did not have a Christmas tree. At any rate, I had made a bow for the front of his little Christmas tree. He's got a small one that has kind of a burlap bottom on it. So I'd made a big, beautiful bow to put on it, and he forgot it. So I sent it to be with the rest of his little decorations and such, because since the year before his weenie dog passed away, I've been buying weenie dog ornaments for him. And he puts them on his little tree. Anyway, I'd made that bow, and he had forgotten it, so I sent it with him to put with his Christmas stuff. And I told him if he needed me to attach it, I'd come attach it. At any rate, he said to me as he started to leave, he said, "Look." I kind of laughed because I knew what was coming. He said, "Just because I moved out doesn't mean you can go without having a Christmas tree again." I laughed. I said, "All right, son, I hear you." I said, "If I put one up, you have to come help me decorate it." He said, "Well, of course." I'm putting a whole lot of glue on here because, one, I'm talking too much, and two, I want to sink the knot in it. And then I'm going to weight it down, because this glue dries clear and it dries fast. I put way too much on there, but I'm going to work with it. I got to put a heart on there. This green matches better than this one does, so I'll do a green heart. I try to remember to put a heart on every one of the cards that I make. I try and slip them in somewhere. You know, I should have done some stitching around this black, and I think I still will. Let's do that real quick. I'm going to use this red instead of the other. I think the other one's too dark. That's too big. Come on, get off there. I'm just kind of dropping those down just to put them somewhere on there, and then I'll figure out where I want them, because I haven't pushed them in anywhere. I don't even really need this many, but by not sticking them all the way down, I can move them around. I'm going to use this little one up here. What if I move this one? Come on. I like that better. It's that symmetry thing. Darn it. Thank you guys for spending some time with me. I certainly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day and a glorious tomorrow. Bye, guys.